welcome, citizen, to another StarCraft Nation broadcast. I am your host, Venerati, and right now, what are we looking at? We are looking at the North American Weekly Bronze and Silver Championship match-off in between Air, spawning as the Teal Zerg, and Zero Blade, spawning as the Red Protoss. Now, this situation, okay, this matchup right here, I don't generally do this because I can talk and I can talk and I can talk, and it's not about the amount of talking that I can do, but this matchup right here, this is an epic build-up, but I really don't want to sit through this build-up, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to sit through this build-up either. So that's right, boys and girls, we're going to speed this up, and I'm going to talk to you about the production here because, all right, right now, the spawning positions we're seeing here are the farthest fetched spawning positions you can possibly have. And of course, we do have both of our players here scouting out, Air and Zero Blade, both looking around the map, trying to figure out what exactly is going on, and trying to figure out the positioning. Now, this is really good stuff, especially coming from Bronze and Silver players. This is a very crucial tactic that a lot of people miss, and hell, I mean, even I do it sometimes. I'm like, I know exactly what I'm going to do, but in fact, I don't know. I do know what I'm going to do, but I'm a retard, and I don't freaking scout, and I realize that, oh, guess what? I'm going Zerglings, and he's got Banshees. Guess what? GG. Yeah. That's not a place you want to find yourself, because it's frustrating. But right now, Zero Blade doing a good job of making sure that Air is going unmolested. He steals the gas and throws down a pylon in the natural of Air. But, of course, that's really not that big of a deal, because you have, like, this secondary natural. I know, yes, that's like, it's just another expansion, but no. This is really nice and cozy because it's right here. It's bottled up. Of course, now you could see some fire coming from over here. Blink Stalkers could run over here, pillage it and whatnot, but it's nice and nestled back up in here. And, you know, if it's Zerglings or something like that, you really don't have to worry about it too much. But so right now we're about 5 minutes in game time, and we do have them chewing away at the assimilator. And right now we're going to see both of our heroes going to be really starting the macro, as this is pretty much as far as the damages goes. Let's take a look at the loss tab. We'll see a little bit more here before the final countdown. Yeah, what was it? The final countdown. Yeah. Well, that's going to happen, and we're going to go ahead and kind of fast forward through that. Or continue fast forwarding, as we do see Zero Blade doing a good job of walling off right here, making sure that his Zealots are going to be able to keep this Zergling type. But of course, these Stalkers aren't going to be able to get out. That is a Zealot-only lane right there and some Sentry. You could stick a Sentry through there. But of course, he does have this back door. Or you could just get Blink and it wouldn't be a big deal. Or you can kill the Warp Gate. There's so many options. I just don't know what to do. Anyway, we do see the back door rocks going down here for this like little murder alley, because this is the back alleyway. This is where these are where the drug deals and the dirty shenanigans go down, and the bodies get dumped, especially on this map, because in this map, when you see the spawning right here, it's such a nice, it's so convenient. You know, if you want to get there and start killing someone, you just go down this back alleyway, show up in the back of your enemy's base, and blam. Of course, Zero Blade, and expecting that and hearing exactly what I'm saying in the past, is going to queue up a shit ton of cannons, and that's, I don't know, that's yeah, that's a little bit of overkill, I'm going to say. I mean, okay, at this point, I also would kind of be feeling like there might be Mutalisk coming my way because of the size of the map. It's going to really make the player want to lean towards something that's mobile and doesn't have to actually go da 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 da. You can just do that and bam. And of course, Mutalisk is great, but on this build right here, just want to point out, 2 pylons powering these things ain't going to cut it home, Slice. Even this pylon isn't powering this one, so Mutalisk come here, snipe this. These 4 are going to depower. He can kill them and have his way with this mineral line, and that's going to be a big deal. So meanwhile, we have all of the our heroes getting these upgrades. We're seeing Galil Reconstitution, we're seeing Metabolic Boost, we're seeing Aspire, we're actually seeing an Archon, which is great anti-air, as I really feel that Zero Blade is really digging the idea that there are going to be Mutalisk heading his way, which, yeah, is not wrong per se, but I don't know, I feel like some scouting would be in order. And yes, we do actually see an Overseer in here getting caught up in all of these cannons right there, but doing a good job in desperation and going ahead and shutting it down. with that. I know that didn't say constipated, but we're going to go with that. Wait, hold on. What is that? Contaminate, yes! Alright, I guess I need glasses. I don't know, I can't read today, but contaminate, not constipate. But either way, you know, it's just having a hard time squeezing out that unit. We do see Psystorm coming online for our Zero Blade, our Protoss hero. And as far as air goes, we're seeing a flock of Mutas starting to spawn up here. Now, this is where we're going to see things kind of get, well, we're getting close to it. So I'm going to slow down here whenever we actually see some fun time action sauce going to be kicking in here. But Zero Blade choosing to get his first expansion here in Death Alley, and not getting this natural, which is interesting because he's got this all blocked off here. I don't know how he's going to get out of here. I mean, I guess he's just going to have to kill these rocks and then walk out here, which isn't a bad route to take. I mean, doesn't really matter. Either way, we do see an Infestation Pit coming down for Air. Air's probably going to be looking to get a hive, but I don't see any upgrades. Now, this is really going to be crucial. We're 16 minutes into the game, and he doesn't have any upgrades. No, I mean, we do have Zero Blade with the one upgrade right here, and about to be getting the second one cranked out there, but it's really important to get your upgrades because these make such a large difference. You can be down, your army can be like 75% of the enemy's army, but if you're upgraded and he isn't, well, yeah, you're gonna freaking raffle stomp him because his units don't have those sweet guns or whatever it is you're going up against. So right now we do have a observer coming over and is going to be investigating the scene of Air's base. Now Air doing a great job of spreading out, and we're going to see him really kick in the macro, but Air will be populating these Vespene guys. He populated these, and he populated these. He's not exactly using his drones at the moment, but it's a really good thing to be doing, especially since he's getting Corruptors, and we do see the hive finishing up here. So I believe that Air's really going to be shooting for a Broodling build, which is so powerful. These Broodlings are just laid down a freaking heat beams all day long as they have magnificent range. And we're going to go back to faster speed as we do actually have the forces of Zero Blade moving out. Let's go take a look at the army tab right now. Zero Blade is actually behind by a good, not really good bit, but a little bit under, about 15, and only a little bit of that is actually coming from the Harvester count. So we're seeing about a 10 difference right here. And as far as upgrades go, we are getting level 3 ground weapons, and this is going to be huge because Air doesn't have any upgrades, period. The Mutalisks don't have upgrades, the Roaches, nor do the Zerglings. So, oh, wait, and there we go. We actually do see melee attack 1 coming down, but it's going to be a little bit too late as we have the forces of Zero Blade massing here. Now, we do have the Spire turning in and will be going to a Greater Spire, but I do not believe it's going to be in time for Zero Blade is here at the doorstep ready. Looks like he's waiting for the ground weapons level 3. Good call, because that's going to allow his army to be that much more powerful. We do actually see more units showing up. We see a nice unit composition, a lot of Zealots here to soak up that front damage and DPS those Zerglings. A good amount of Stalkers in there for the anti-air, and of course, what army is complete as far as Protoss goes without some High Templar? These High Templar are going to go pew-pew, and we're definitely going to see sad face from Air because of it. Now, Zero Blade also has an Archon. Archon, great at soaking up damage, but also great at anti-air, because if we just actually, never mind, we just see Zero Blade moving out here, going to be engaging the forces of Air. I do not believe that Air is actually going to have enough, because there are not that many Zerglings on the ground. Of course, these Roaches really aren't going to amount to much, and there are no air units for these Corruptors to attack whatsoever. We see a lot of storms going down on this ball of Mutas. They're not feeling the love right here, and we're going to see these Stalkers clean them up, clean house right here, and Zero Blade just absolutely wiped out that army right there. Let's go take a look at the army tab. Yes. Although, we do see Air trying to macro back up. I believe it's going to be too little too late, as there are so many Zealots, and we are going to see the Greater Spire go down right now, so no Broodling, or no Brood Lords for Air, and that's pretty much the top tier tech that he was going after, as he did not choose to go Ultralisk here, and Zero Blade is just rolling the pain train here, and we just see this one Archon out and about, sitting there engaging these Mutalisks. This Mutalist is pretty much the last hope of Air's army, but of course Zero Blade having more than enough to dispatch that. Now Air still has quite a few bases, but there's no way you're really going to be able to stop this ball of highly upgraded units. They are the +3 attack for all of these ground units. So right now, Zero Blade is going to be pillaging the main base of Air. Air is going to lose his hive here relatively quickly. He's just charging in here and dispatching that one drone that was unfortunate enough to be there. And of course, Air GGing out is pretty much the Fates had sung his song, and he was dead in the water. So what that was is, I generally don't like fast forwarding, but I wanted to save us from 16 minutes of, or no, that was 19 minutes of build up. So, you know, it's nice. It's like a good old night. Well, I'm not going to go there, but it's like a nice night, and you build up, and you've got that nice climax, but it's kind of getting there sometimes isn't, yeah, whatever. Getting off topic, but Zero Blade able to take the Bronze Silver champion crown for this week, and I really hope that we can kind of pull something from this, because we see good core concepts, not exactly the best execution. We didn't see any sort of harassment and very little scouting from the initial scouting. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. That wraps up the NOD number 4, and of course, if you have the desire to be in a tournament and you want to stomp kids like Zero Blade and Air, you feel like you've got it in you, go ahead, go to NorthAmericanWeekly.com. You'll be able to find links on my website. He has a YouTube account as well. It's North American Weekly. So there's tons of information everywhere, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and that's going to be it for this cast. So as always, citizens, stay safe.